Good evening, ladies, lords, lasses, and all those in between. It is I, your humble game master, the Deathly Shad, today to bring you some more Rains of Vitrium content with my lovely players. Agathar, say hi to the people.
Surely they won't stab a silly little guy.
Francois, say hi to the people.
Hello.
Morgan, say hi to the people.
Hello.
Soren, say hi to the people.
Let him try to stab the little guy. See what happens.
And Vani Valen, you guys say hi to the people as well.
Hi everyone. I want to see them do it.
Yes. So, when last we left our heroes, Agathar the Kobold Necromancer. Oh, also remember to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. Morgan the Halfling Divination Wizard, Renslav the Ratfolk Monk, Soren the Rabbit Samurai, and Vani Valen the Twin Rabbit Folk Smith and Cleric, respectively. Our players had joined forces with the Spears of Ori, a group of undead hunters that concentrate on keeping the people safe, and their titular heroic entrepreneur, Tritonio Espada, to basically take on the undead outpost as a form of trial, so to speak. Tritonio wanted to see if the party was up to snuff when it came to handling themselves against undead, and they proved to be able to handle themselves fairly well, taking down nearly all of the 100 skeletons and other undead that I put in front of them, and capturing the general of the army, at which point Anka showed up and decided to help Agathar out a little bit by maybe making him have a pact with the general to say to him, hey, buddy, you're going to help us take down the necropolis and fulfill your goal and maybe finally pass on. Hooray.
Help loosely.
Yes. And with that, our little friend decided to reveal that he is a necromancer to the undead hunters, at which point he had a bunch of spears pointed at him, and Tritonio was saying, I'm sorry, could you repeat that one more time for me, please? And that is where we left off last session, but I'm just going to speedrun this next bit, so don't worry too much about it.
Oh, we're gonna hand this new player sheet to Agathar.
No. I assume that between Agathar, Rensois, and everyone else, that you guys can very easily convince them to stand down. It's no trouble at all whatsoever. Things eventually...
Stand down or get beat down, your choice.
I mean, it's not even that. Like, you don't even need to threaten them. It's just one of those things of, like, explain yourself, Agathar. Oh, I'm a necromancer, but I'm a nice necromancer. Oh, what do you mean by nice necromancer? Oh, well, I use locally sourced bones from animals and not people. Really, show me. You show them Belle, you show them Anna, they examine the bones, it's like, okay, these are not humanoid bones, I would recognize them. It's like, you know, so on and so forth. Eventually, things, you know, calm down, and as it so happens, the regulars nearby just kind of, like, slowly lower their weapons, along with Tritonio and Gale, and eventually it's just... you guys are there with Gale and Tritonio, as Tritonio just looks at you and goes, a nice necromancer, eh? The strange small world we live in, hmm? No?
It is more frequent than you realize, but yes, I didn't want to... Well, considering we have a force at our disposal, I didn't want to alarm you with it. I wanted to be upfront with my intentions.
It's fairly frequent in Vitrium.
Ah, yes, of course, you're from Vitrium. The undead capital of the world, or so I hear. Well, it's secondary to us at the very least. But, yeah, I suppose this is fine. You know what? I thank you for your upfront honesty. It shows you have a character that is worth noting. He says with a big grin towards you, Agathar.
So Soren has already interposed himself between the two groups, between Agathar and the group, with his left hand on his sheaths, but he hasn't made any efforts to draw the blades yet.
I mean, of course you haven't, but I mean, like, things have calmed down by this point in time. I'd imagine you've probably taken your hands off the sheaths.
Yeah, he's standing down now.
What a wild world we live in, eh? The rest of you, go and go make merry and celebrate. Yes. Open that fine cask of wine. Yes, you know the red fire wine. Yes, we took down the undead outpost. Good stuff. Yes. Yeah, you guys want some wine as well?
Sure, I'll take some.
Ah, yes. Bring
Alright,
back
Soren goes.
a couple flagons for us over here. Yes. Good. Yeah. That gets me.
Soren grins and says, "Want to have a drinking contest?"
Ah, I never do too well at those. Scale always beats me. It's because you allow it. She has a better constitution at times.
You want on that? You want to go up against someone who won't stand or who won't take it easy? Not right now, of course.
Perhaps. But of course, Morgan, where are you at this time?
At the cart. Remember, I ditched.
Yeah, you did ditch. Okay.
Ding dong.
We smash cut to Morrigan inside, drowning her sorrows in another bottle of beer. It's like, this was worth the cut.
Yes. And it is at this point in time that whenever every other spear has left, Eloise will approach. And kind of like look to you guys. She then pauses. Morrigan's not here. Do you think one of you can go get her? I have something important to divulge to your group. And she looks over to Tritonio. I need you there as well when this happens. What the for? Because I do. He shrugs. Okay. You can have my flagon of wine, yes? Yes, sure. Probably need it. She then turns. Soren, would you be willing to go get her real quick?
Sure, I can go get her. Give me 1 second. And he leaves for the cart to go get Morgan.
Alright.
She's in the main area. As you open the door, you just see her by the table, lift her head slightly in your direction as she's like pouring wine into a glass. It's like, are we heading out? Yeah.
Soren's just gonna walk up, grab the glass of wine, and just chug it. And then take the bottle of wine and just chug it.
Stares at you.
Hey, could you roll me a con save? I mean, I don't care. You have no. You're immune. You literally just ka-chug.
It's like a water.
Snick
Gonna-
smile.
Then he's going to, like, he's not smiling. He's gonna pick her up and say, "Come on, Eloise needs to talk to you."
Hey, Soren, says Miggy. Would you be willing to ask Morgan if I may speak to her for a moment?
Sure. Outwardly, he's going to ask, "Hey, Morgan, are you willing to let Miggy speak with you?"
No.
So, I just want to tell you that I came to that conclusion myself. She didn't say anything about it. I know it's hard to believe, but
Oh, yes. You... what is a good way to say this without being offensive? You have a thick skull.
and how long did it take me to notice?
Not very long. Do you think I had those feelings for a long time?
I don't know. I didn't realize it until then.
Yes, well, I am certain you had help. What do you want from me?
I had help from Enwin, who's taught me how to see these signals. Anyways, she wants to talk to you about something. What do you want to talk with her about, Miggy?
I have the next volume of that thing ready for her if she wants to,
She
She wanted to be kept updated.
She says she has the next volume of the thing you wanted.
I suddenly find myself not interested in reading.
He bows his head and he sighs. He goes, Mori, do you remember the last time I lied to you?
Your face like grimaces. No. You lied?
No, I don't. Never to you.
You sure you aren't like one of the Rogers underneath all of that fur?
I don't know what you mean by that.
A golden retriever, a dog, a puppy, some kind of impossibly happy animal.
Nope. They can't jump as high as I can.
Rapid
He says with a
scribbling.
smile.
Rapid scribbling as a new AU is formed.
We have somewhere to go, yes. Just drag me there if you're going to drag me there.
And drag you, I will. Just keep what I said in mind, all right? And
Could you specify for her that it's the Cecil X Agathar one? I don't know if that will make a difference or not.
does Soren already know about that? Oh yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, he does.
He says, if it helps at all, it's the Agathar Cecil fic.
No.
The girls deflate.
All right. Well, let's get going then, I suppose. But just like I said, keep it in mind.
Doesn't respond, just kind of vaguely grumbles. Like a cat that doesn't want to go somewhere you're taking them.
See, my cats, when I'm taking them somewhere they don't want to go, they start yowling.
Yeah, just imagine that, but like a deep-seated, like,
kind of like my girl cat when they're them going to the, like, I've got her in a carrier taking her to the vet, just no.
Why? She's not moaning. She's just kind of like grumbling.
Yeah, he carries her out and approaches the crew and says, "All right, I've got her."
Eloise narrows her eyes at Morrigan.
What?
You're drunk. No.
Not as drunk as I could be. This one drank an entire bottle of Chardonnay.
And I'll drink more if you bring more out.
Regardless, you should sip on your coffee and try and shape up a bit. This is important.
Just whatever.
She's going to kind of like she's gonna shuffle a little bit in place before breathing in and exhaling. Okay. I have not been wholly honest with each of you about the situation regarding the Vorian prince. To which Tritonio says, are you talking about the exiled Prince of Vori? And she nods her head. I am. She then turns to the rest of you and ignores Morrigan's laughing. When I first came to you, I said that I had already met and acquired the prince, and that he would be waiting for us in Vori. That was a half-truth. In reality, I did indeed meet this prince, but I did not set up a specific rendezvous with him. I felt he was too busy for that. But I knew where he likely would be. I feel now it is time to reveal him to the rest of you. And what are you laughing for, Morrigan?
It was a mistake.
I don't think it is.
He isn't going to be king, so why bother with him? Carry on with the mission.
I hope still be at least a good advocate or advisor.
Better dead.
I don't think you'll continue saying that. Tritonio just kind of snorts. My apologies, ma'am, but the prince has been lost for decades. I thought you'd be able to find him, let alone have a direct line to him. And she looks up at him and tips her hat towards him. I have my methods, Tritonio. Or should I call you by your real first name? Remus Tritonio Espada Valentino. Son of Jasparo Valentino, and grandson to King Antonio Cortez de Valentino, Prince of Uori and heir to the throne. Should he fall from it.
What?
Can I cast a spell?
What spell are you casting?
Telekinesis.
On who?
Antonio.
Tritonio?
Yeah.
I will note for you, he looks just as shocked by this information as anyone else.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna last long. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna knock me out.
Telekinesis, that's the shove one, right?
No, it's the one that lets her lift him up into the sky.
Okay, yeah, no, Agathar's counterspelling that.
Is there? Well, is
You'll have to
Morgan?
counterspell at 5th level, or roll a DC 15 ability check.
Sure will.
Okay. Does it have somatic components?
It has
Probably.
somatic verbal. Let me check.
This is all happening like very rapidly.
Soren is still holding you though.
Telekinesis is a verbal somatic spell. Yes.
Okay, can I roll like an insight to see if she's about to cast a spell and
You
the
can
moment
hear-
she's
you can hear her chant it and begin and cast it immediately. Like, I will let you know, my guy. There's probably no real need to worry about this. You have Agathar trying to counterspell. What'd you get on your counterspell check?
Got it. 19.
19. Okay.
I absorb it.
Then, next up in the line of counterspell Congo, Cecil counterspells 5th level.
I hate Cecil.
Everyone hates Cecil.
Yeah, she is spouting drunken, hateful slurs in a halfling at this man as she's struggling to get out of your grip, Soren.
He backs up just like, hey, hold on, what the hell is this? I've done nothing wrong. I'm not no prince. What do you think I am here? I'm just a normal man. I was a commoner. I lived in a village, a hamlet, not even 4 or 5 miles away from here.
insight?
Go ahead.
Damn it! Another shitty insight.
Who
We're
else?
shaking Mori before she can do another spell.
Who else would like to roll insight on this man?
Sure, let's see.
Take a free insight. That's a 2. Agathar's too focused on Morgan.
That's a 3.
3.
Come on, why is roll 20 not working? There's 1.
All right, you don't get 2.
All right.
So, 13, 4, 11. The 4, like, you're too focused on Morgan, obviously. Rensois, Soren, the both of you are pretty sure that he's being honest. He's literally just like, hey, what the hell? I've done nothing wrong. What the fuck? And you, Valen, and you, Vani, Valen, whichever one's doing the insight check, is supremely sure this man did not know about his lineage at all whatsoever. He is quite literally just as surprised by this information as the rest of you.
Great. He's an idiot. Knows nothing of his past.
Eloise holds up a hand. Morgan, can you calm down for a half a second?
Yeah, no, she's
Have you met her before?
Make a
You should know
charisma
the
saving
answer to
throw,
that.
please.
Morgan, make a charisma saving throw.
Yes.
13.
Calm emotions falls over you. You are no longer angry. You are...
She's like struggling before immediately kind of going limp again. He's like,
Morgan, do not attack Tritonio. He's done nothing wrong. If anything, he has been doing the most good for this country out of the whole of us. And, if you couldn't tell, Tritonio isn't exactly human, is he?
Vonnie. I mean, he is a rat.
I thought he was Ratkin.
At this point, Morgan is kind of like limp in Soren's arms and kind of just groaning when spoken to.
It's like bold of you to think that I can't hate non-humans just as strongly.
My hate does not discriminate.
Tritonio looks. Tritonio just kind of like holds up his hands, just like, hey, look. I am a ratkin, no? Hey, okay, let me connect to this human thing, eh? To which Eloise turns to him and simply says, "You would be right about that, but you have a particular secret passed down from your mother's side of the family, the Espadas. The creators of Last Light." And at the mention of that name, you see him kind of slump. Ah, grand. So you do know more.
So does
Sorry.
anybody care to elaborate for the rest of the class?
Sure, I will elaborate for all of you, but perhaps someone a little more private, no? I do not wish for my men to see.
We should do it in the cart, as in type scrying stuff on it. Should be relatively safe from that.
I don't think that she is going to be enjoying of that. He nods his head towards Morgan.
Just the limp cat in Soren's arms kind of groaning.
It's not exactly up to her, considering she just tried to attack you.
Aye, but I do not wish...
Disclaimer.
I mean, sure, but I do not wish to exacerbate things.
It'll be fine.
Gale
She's gonna
can
try
be,
this method anyway.
Gale can be seen just behind him, currently clutching a staff, and she's just staring daggers at Morgan specifically. At any rate, maybe we could go, say, behind the cart? Just out of sight of the others, yes?
You mind it being inside the cart?
If you are all insistent of this, sure. Let us go. And he'll, gesture for you guys to lead the way. And I assume that you all lead over to there.
Soren's carrying Morgan baby style.
After a minute, the spell wears off. I think calm motions only lasts a minute.
Yeah. What's the plan after that?
Well, first of all, are you going to continue to act up?
No, probably not.
Okay. Then no further action needs to be taken. So you all make your way back into the cart. The door shuts. Tritonio just kind of nervously paces back and forth. Okay. So, maybe I lied a little bit about being Ratkin, no? Maybe I'm not just a Ratkin, eh? And you see him kind of twitch as his snout recedes inwards, his hair shortens, and he shrinks about a couple inches in size. And ends up being a human. A were-rat. As he finishes shifting, you see that he has pale skin, shock of white hair, and red eyes. The signs of albinism. So, good evening. Antonio Espada. Here to serve, yes?
A lichen. Very interesting.
Pure-blooded lichen. From my mother's side.
Interesting.
Yes, sorry, go ahead.
Soren's just gonna say, "Oh, this is interesting. Certainly unexpected."
A lot of lichens in this country.
Yes, and Last Light was our safe refuge, created by my mother. We formed a small hamlet, and we protected it. We took in people that were outcast from society. We made a place that my mother said would be a beacon of hope to all of Uri. But of course, I did not know much about the outside world. So when a military recruiter came by and asked for names upon the page, I was the first to go. I took my father's spear, and I went out and made a name for myself during the goblin raids, about a decade or so ago. Although, things got a bit more complicated on the battlefield than one might originally expect. I did not wish to participate in the slaughter of children. And so, I left. But when I came back to my hometown, at the last light, it was burned. Raided by the Sunfist Order. You probably know them well. He nods towards Morgan, considering your vitriolic response towards me.
Just huffs. Doesn't even bother reaching for alcohol with Soren so close and already threatening to just drink an entire bottle on the spot.
Renswa just on the other side, ready to do the same shit.
Pulls out a whole cask, be like, do it, bitch.
Right, drinks it.
You're going to piss yourself. Yeah, she doesn't say anything, just if she could melt metal with her stare, she could.
I buried my mother and my father that day. I had to take them down from the crosses first. Silver crosses at that, so it was a bit painful.
I'm sorry you had to do that.
Yeah. I mean, hey. Turns out it was my grandfather that gave that order, eh? Makes it so much better. He looks to Eloise a bit. harshly.
How Agatha looks at Eloise. How did you figure that out?
The peddler isn't the only one who can sell things. And there's a secret keeper in Vitrium. All it cost was a handshake and a friendship.
Garmenthi?
Do you say that?
Honestly, no, she will actually. She'll, because that's honestly not inaccurate. And she'll kind of like raise a brow and look to her, and she's like, "Do you mean Garmenthi?"
Yes, that's what the Darkling called itself. How do you know them?
With her.
Sorry, say again, Agatha.
She's
And it's like Agatha's like, we're familiar with her as he looks at Francois.
she's a friend of mine.
Oh, good. She's
Felt
a
bad.
friend.
I think I'm the only one that's turned down a friendship with her.
Please continue to do so. At any rate,
She's sweet. She's trying.
Eloise just stares at you for like a solid half a minute.
What?
At any rate, that's how I found out about the exiled prince's location. And then about the fact that he had a child. And that led me to this man here. I did kind of put my name everywhere, didn't I? Yeah, you did. Spears of Ori. Yes, a project that was inspired by last night. I figured that if we could not have a home of our own, then we would make our home everywhere.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like the greatest goal that the spears will have is not to fight undead, but to fight the fellow man.
No. That will not be what my legacy is going to be. I will not send my men into danger against their own people. If that man who would call himself my grandfather would, if I need to take him down, then I will do it myself. I will not involve my comrades.
I understand. It's an important thing because unfortunately it's not just them. The ch-ldr-n is also at play here.
I have heard tales of this ch-ldr-n, but I know not much about them.
Not many of them do. I have a feeling we're one of the fewest people with the most experience with them, especially their dreaded emperor.
You've met the Emperor of ch-ldr-n?
We fought an extension of himself.
Cut the bastard's arm off.
Yeah, these even if his body isn't physically in that link, it doesn't really matter when I can touch his soul. As he like opens and closes his hand.
Tritonio shudders. and you can hear Gale mutter under her breath, "Fucking dick." As he just kind of goes, could you not do that again, please?
Sorry, but no, sorry.
It is very discerning, very disconcerting.
I only am like that towards people who deserve it. I've helped more people than I have any quarrels with.
Not what I heard.
Eh, well, I guess that's fair when you have a qualm against an entire country, but he shrugs. Trust me, I reserve that attitude for the biggest bastards.
Uh,
But I will refrain from doing that again.
yes. At any rate, he kind of stands there awkwardly. This traditionally very smiley, very peppy, very bombastic individual, kind of anxious, muted. He then turns to Gale and perks up. Oh, I guess that makes you a princess since we're married, eh? He smacks her on the back and she scowls at him.
He just raises an eyebrow.
Sorry, what?
He was like, "Oh," like he didn't know that they were together in that regard.
Ah, well, but of course, I have to have my right hand, no? Mm-hmm. And I have to have my mouse toy.
Agatha just stares at Gale. Just, you sound very similar to my fiance. It's very weird.
Our nose bleeds. One could say the DM only has a certain number of voices.
That sounds like a skill issue.
Why do I hear the sound of a wall breaking, but I don't see it?
Anyway,
I don't.
so yeah, he kind of just like claps his hands together and just kind of like whistles a bit. Miss Morgan, it is, yes?
Snorts.
I hope you aren't going to try to kill me again, please.
Looks around the room. I would be unsuccessful.
Uh-huh.
Well, at least you're aware of that.
I mean, just in
Not that it
general,
didn't stop you from
please.
trying before.
Like, just in general, please. Whether your friends are here or not.
Morgan is literally unable to make that promise.
Soren's still holding her like a baby.
I suppose. My condolences for your losses, whoever they were. And he will give you a small...
Oh, yeah. She starts thrashing in Soren's arms. She's just like, yeah, unhappy. He's like, dare bring them up.
Maury, calm down.
You know, the sins of the father, or in this case grandfather, are not those of the child. Or grandchild.
Unfortunately, she's unwilling to care about that fact.
Of course. Then I simply say goodbye, I suppose. He then turns and shifts back into his were-rat form. And though, perhaps in another life, we could have been comrades, no? And then he'll leave.
And Soren's gonna say, why can't we be that now?
He was
Is it just
speaking
because of Morgan?
He was speaking to Morgan specifically.
Oh, to Morgan, okay.
Not to you as the royal group, but to Morgan specifically. And Gale follows afterwards. Just kind of like staring Morgan down, just giving her like eyes on you, and then shuts the door. A bit too hard. Slams it really.
It's a magic door.
Eloise then sighs. Well, that went about as well as I expected it to.
I say, I think Renswa just levels like one more like disappointed look at Morgan, and she's just gonna silently start making her way upstairs.
Beat me to it. Yeah, Aguilar's just gonna like look at Morgan also and just give a sigh, also looking a little disappointed. And I think he's gonna say, even when he loses his family and a lichen, it's not enough for you.
Wasn't just his family, it was his whole village.
Exactly. And he's gonna
Nothing's
head
ever
outside.
enough for her.
Just he'll head outside actually. He'll go back outside.
All right. Neotal will follow you up, Renswa, if allowed to. In the meantime, Eloise just kind of like pinches her nose. Well, I'm gonna go outside and set things up for tomorrow. Agathar, you're going outside too, right?
Yeah, as he's already like at the door.
Okay, then you're coming with me. We need to get your new undead in line and discuss the strategy for tomorrow.
That's exactly what I was going to do, actually.
Good. Then she'll head out. Morgan, Soren, you two, Vi, Valen, are the ones left here as Riven, Lana, and Cecil all walk off in different directions.
Soren
Cecil in the
sighs.
direction of Agathar.
Yeah, Soren
And,
sighs
And you'll actually hold on. You'll actually see as Cinder and Flare, who would just kind of like sit in the corner watching things happen, just kind of like look to each other, and then they both leave the cart as well.
Soren just sighs and then just sets Morgan down on the floor and walks out to join the rest of them.
Right.
It's just Mori there alone.
With Vonnie and Valen.
Belle and Anna are also there, and they're just kind of looking around.
So essentially, she's alone.
Same. Yeah, Vonnie and Valen there.
Any of them got anything to say while she kind of like stares at the floor? Take that as a no.
Yeah, he's muted for some reason.
Muted. Damn it!
You can't escape that easily.
Son of a bitch!
Sorry. Someone came in asking if I had any wasp repellent.
Ah. Did you?
Apparently, sadly, no. Said try checking the front door. Had to use some of the wasp spray the other day.
Right. Did you hear anything that happened?
I had to step away from when Tritonio was talking about his backstory.
Ah, yes. Basically, he was a were-rat on his mother's side of the family. His whole village got burned down while he was doing military service. And he had to basically strip his parents off silver crosses and lay them to rest.
Yeah,
people
Valen will speak up.
And as usual, Morgan didn't care because caring gets in the way of being angry.
Valen will speak up. You weren't entirely wrong for your actions. I don't think the others can see that.
He just droops. They should have finished me off in the woods. She kind of just wobbles her way to the stairs.
I don't know, but I just don't know. They like to try to talk this down. But we'll eventually find our way back. One way or another.
Back where?
Sometimes to our original plan, sometimes to somewhere in between.
I'm sure you all will.
You'll get there eventually. Everyone does.
They just get in the way.
No, that's my job.
You need to be in the way to get in the way.
Yeah.
And she schleps herself up to her room, and there's just like doors just barely closed. There's just a crashing sound on the other side.
All right. So, outside Agathar, you and Eloise are making your way forwards. What are you doing? Where are you going? Who are you talking to? Because I'll say, you can see Anka on her way to intercept Tritonio, just like aggressively approaching his position.
The sword's also
Power
there.
walking, hip sway, just.
Yeah. I was just. I should probably put that far out, or at least get in the way. He starts diverting himself towards Anka.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, Miss Anka, Your Highness. I wanted to speak with you for a moment.
Yes, but I have someone I need to speak to first. I hear there's a prince over there.
Allow me to accompany you.
What? I'm not going to kill him.
No. I
Probably.
know. But, maybe I'll have... Allow me to advocate for your, being a good necromancer. He's,
I'm sorry, you told the undead hunter you were a necromancer.
yes. Because...
She cuffs you in the
How
back.
would
She
I-
cuffs you across the back of the head.
Ah!
Stupid.
He rubs the back of his head. Well, because I have to explain why there's 100 undead marching with us to the necropolis.
Say you're a warlock. Pack magic. Easier to explain.
Yeah, but I don't want to lie to him. You know me. I'm a terrible liar.
She looks you up and down. You are right. You are a very terrible liar. But you're not going to intercept me. I'm going to talk to that man.
Okay, you can talk with him. I want to join you, if that's okay.
Sure. And as she goes to begin aggressively approaching Tritonio again, you see her pause as Cinder and Flare emerge from the cart, and she looks over. She spots them. And she stares for a second. And she's like, wait, what?
New target found.
Cinder! This is where you've been the whole time? To which Cinder turns and goes, what? Anka? Anka, what are you doing here? Cinder, you son of a bitch! Anka, you lovely kitty! As the two of them just start aggressively approaching each other again.
Making out. Oh no, sorry.
So,
What?
so is it a friendly get together, or are they about to fist fight?
Friendly.
Okay, Agatha is staring, very confused.
Soren is there next to him as well, and Soren is also confused.
If the two of you want to, you can roll insights.
Absolutely. Oh my god, are they roommates? They're roommates.
Oh, buddy, Soren, they are more than roommates.
Oh,
OMG, blushing.
Soren's
They
eyes
hold
go wide. He goes,
hands.
like Soren just eyes go wide, and he goes, "Oh, oh, I see."
And you go ahead, Soren. Go ahead, Soren.
They're a little bit. They're pretty close. We'll just say.
The both of you watch as they approach, and then just give each other a nice little smooch, and then a hug.
Oh, I guess they're best. Oh.
Soren grins and leans down to Agathar's ear, and he says, "Hand-holdingly close."
Oh my god, he blushes.
And I see you. And I see you brought the missus as well. Of course, she goes everywhere, doesn't she? She does indeed. Well, you know I do, says Flair in the background. At any rate, so, Cinder, what are you doing here with these people? Well, you know, adventuring, lying around in the carts. You see Flair tap her temple and flick a orange dart over at Anka, and she's like, "Oh, I understand now. Okay." She then kind of like looks left and right, and she's like, "Are they treating you well? They put on a show. It was something." And who was against it? Give me the names.
This small angry one.
You don't need to go that far, okay? It's sort of there was a consummate professional. He even got involved in it. Oh, really? She turns to look at you, Soren. Good on you, left hand.
Agatha kind of mutters to himself.
Left hand.
Agatha kind of mutters to himself. I thought she was into women.
What did he say?
Agatha just whispers to herself, like, I thought she was. Oh, is she like me? I guess. He just continues to ponder as he just goes as he himself goes down a rabbit hole of like, wait, but I thought she said she was into ladies, but she just Cinder who's.
At any rate, she kind of Flair taps her on the shoulder and just kind of like whispers to her, and then shows her something underneath her robes, and then she nods and goes, "Huh? Really? You don't say? Really? Which one do you think it is? Huh? I'm sorry, you said they're married? Which, huh? Well, I guess I don't need to wholly remove the issue that is Tritonia. Interesting development.
Agatha looks at Soren and just like, I think they're covering our asses on this one.
Cinder
He just replies, "Gods, I hope so."
Cinder gives you guys a thumbs up. He doesn't know what you're talking about, but he's trying to be assuring.
Agatha also gives him a thumbs up. A little bit confused, but he gives him a thumbs up.
Anka then turns around and goes back over to the both of you, and she approaches you with her arm and crosses her arms across her chest. Well, it appears as if Tritonio is my cousin-in-law.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Sorry, could you come again?
I must insist. Huh?
So bit of an explanation here. So I am the Empress of Zafari. And Zafari has interesting marriage customs. I have a husband and a wife. She then points her fingers back over at Cinder and Flare. Those two. And that one, she points to Flare, is related to, she points over to Gale, that one. Meaning that Tritonio, being married to her, makes him my cousin-in-law.
I was like pointing at the individuals. You could like hear the stone grinding sound effect as Agathar is just moving just his head to look to look at all of these people.
So, according to what I have read about Vorian ruling customs, two siblings or related individuals can rule the throne together as a duo.
Well, that puts a hell of a weight off of my shoulders.
Yes, I imagine it does. But the weight is not fully off because I need you, Mr. Good Necromancer, to convince Tritonio to take the throne with me. Having a true Prince of Vuori on the throne with me will solidify my rule and my authority over this civilization. And then I can make good on my promises to my people back in Safari.
Right. Well, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I mean, he looks at, he rubs his chin. Well, I will talk to him later. I need to read up. I need to ask the general a million questions. And I think I don't want to press myself against Gentonio yet. About getting buddy. I think I want to give it some space before I start maybe trying to convince him to take the throne. I think maybe if we deal with the necropolis, I think maybe he will be able to hear me out.
Yes. Oh, but speaking of the necropolis, I can't take control of the undead.
Oh.
Yes. You see, I thought it would be as simple as walking in and simply asserting my dominance as Empress of the Dead. But since I have no kingdom, and my empire is limited to a city-state, my power is not that strong as of yet. That and the undead in the necropolis that controls everything is exceptionally strong. In fact, disgustingly so. And I don't know why. It's as if there's a demigod of the undead down there or something.
Cool. No, Agatha just gives a 1,000-yard stare. Oh, cool. Can't wait to deal with that.
Yes, and I'll be right there with you when you do so.
Cool. No, that's... Well, we'll have the Archmage, sort of. She's still figuring things out, but... You know, as they say... he goes to start saying Mel's phrase, but stares at Anka and then chooses not to.
She narrows her eyes at you. There's a little jump cut to Lorelei, who's currently splashing water on her face in the background. It's like, it's okay, you got this, 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 you got this. You got this, 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 you got this. Archmage powers, you got this, you got this. Purify water.
Flash cut back, and Agatha nervously smiles. She'll need to be kind of thrown into the fire in order to figure things out.
Yes. As most
power
people
is there.
should be. Yes, well, regardless, considering how we have a small army with us, we should be able to make it into the necropolis proper.
Yes, I've only heard that the top levels aren't too bad, but obviously the further in you go, the worse it gets.
Yes, of
So
course.
we should be able to lock down the top while our crew goes into the bottom.
Yes. In fact, I was thinking about this earlier. I heard tell from the men that were working for Tritonio that there are 4 layers to this necropolis. In my preliminary scouting, I was able to make it down to the 3rd layer by myself before I had to flee.
Oh.
Yes. The first level, I believe, could be, in theory, held by the general, by the undead, or by your compatriots with that other small halfling woman, or Tritonio. I believe the 2nd layer should be held by someone stronger, and the 3rd layer should be held by the strongest of your companion group.
Looks at Soren.
And I don't mean your group in specific, because you'll need everyone you have to take down whatever I feel down.
Right. And we would probably require your assistance with the 4th layer, as much as I am fully capable of believing you can lock down the 3rd.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Regardless, considering your contract, I would hope you would get this pre-planned and done today, so we could get it all sorted out tomorrow, rested up, fully recuperated.
Yeah, I was planning on pulling a classic all-nighter to make plans and to learn how to lead a force.
You have a general. I doubt that you necessarily need to learn how to lead a force.
I know, but I want to make sure that the general is confident that his forces are in competent hands.
Mm-hmm. And what good will exhausting yourself do?
I mean, I can kind of shrug an all-nighter, kind of no problem.
Yes, did you
Wouldn't
spend
be the
any...
first time.
Did you spend any magic today?
Really, not a lot. I only really spent resources I can just get back. So
You
not really.
still spent some. Rest to recover all that.
I mean, I casted 2 spells, and I have this. And he pulls out his pearl of power. And then if I, take an hour to read my research books, I'll be able to get another one back. So really, he just shrugs. I am still kind of at full power.
If you're confident.
I am. As much as I have pushed through my own tiredness and want to persevere, I've grown to not be dumb with it. If I wasn't confident that I wouldn't be able to actually get through without being a liability, I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Of course. At any rate, I'd recommend getting Tritonio, Eloise, and perhaps not Morrigan, considering her reaction, but
Yeah.
other members of your group to clarify what your plan of attack is. You can tell the general where his forces will be needed.
Okay. I understand.
In fact, I'd recommend doing that right now.
Yes. Before I head out, I do want to formally apologize to you. The sending spell I regrettably sent you, didn't do it enough. My nervous blabbering enough justice. I never intended on breaking our promise. I didn't know the complex situation that was the leadership of this country's future. Now that we have kind of that squared away, I'm not nervous about it anymore, and I do apologize for making you think I was going back on my promise. I never intended to.
Good. Because if you did, I would have ripped the skin off your body.
I
And
understand.
instinctively puts his hand on his sheath.
Yes, I understand, but Soy Fang would be pretty upset about it. She likes my skin.
She can cry about it. Making a promise and breaking it means a lot to me.
I understand. I very I am very sorry for making you worry about it.
I can be your greatest asset. Or your darkest moment. The both of you are free to choose which that is.
I have already made my decision, and it's not the latter.
Good. Then, Soren, please take your hands off your swords, please.
He reluctantly removes his hand from them and lets it hang down at his side.
Thank you. You're my left hand. I would have had to have hated to remove your flesh too. Regardless,
He doesn't respond.
regardless, I thank you both for your cooperation. And I'm sorry that I have to get mean on occasion. But I want you to understand that I really want this.
I can tell.
Thank you. And you know what? I won't even lay claim to any of the treasures of the necropolis.
Okay. Agatha just like looks at her, just okay, yeah.
As a sign of respect for your loyalty.
You are ever so gracious. He gives a little bit of a curtsy.
Of course I am. And I thank you all. Soren, dear, please. A handshake.
He heaves a deep breath and doesn't respond, and he moves forward and extends his right hand.
She'll shake your hand very firmly, and then she'll let go. Thank you. The two of you have a wonderful night. I will see you all in the morning. Whenever we begin the assault. And then she will leave. You'll see her walk over to where Cinder and Flare are, and where Ash and Ember have joined, and just kind of like walk away with that group of 5 as they all just start rattling off to each other.
After they do, Soren steps by Agathar and says, "So how late do you plan on staying up to create this plan?"
Agatha just looks at Soren and smiles.
Does that mean you'll have some time to yourself, or what does that mean?
That means I am staying up until we get the game plan figured out, and then I was planning on speaking with the general and learning everything I can about the necropolis and how to lead a force. I mean, I know they're just undead, but I don't know. I still feel like I need to learn how to lead a small army, you know, or at least know how to lead. But after we make the game plan, if you need me, I'll be there for you if you need me. And I'm not asking you to stay up past what you're comfortable with.
Soren's just smiling at him as he says all this, and he reaches down and scoops him up and begins to hold his hand. And he says, "Anka's right. You should get your rest, and I can make sure you're well rested for tomorrow if you want when you're done."
You know what? Yeah, I would like that very much.
Besides, you kind of owe me for being away from me for 3 days.
Yeah, no, I was going to say I definitely need to pay up for my only bun time. As he boops snoring.
Good. I need me muffin time. And then he nuzzles him and sets him down.
All right.
Alright, let's stop being
So, Francois, did you have anything you wanted to do or say?
Not specifically, unless Neatal had something.
She's mainly there for like moral support and hugs and stuff. Like, she doesn't want to try and talk about what she just saw, unless Renswall wants to talk about it.
No, Rincewa's pointedly ignoring it, like she does most of her problems.
The Neotol's happy to ignore it with you and just kind of sit with you on the bed and chat and shit.
It's a
Just,
pretty
you
big
know,
rug.
shoot the random shit. And Valen, Vonnie? Do either of them have anything?
No, not particularly.
All right. Then I believe we can move on to Fate.
Something gonna mention, does Valen even know what's gone down in the time he's been gone? He's just like, why does everybody hate Morgan as we're late?
Pretty much. He's like, everyone just hates Morgan. I guess it's her turn to be the punching bag.
I love how he just quietly
Valen's just-
accepts this. Is like, I
Yeah,
guess I
Valen's
was
just
gone
like-
long enough.
Valen's just like, woo, not me.
So, Agathar, I'll have you talk to the general now if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you approach the general in his outpost. His soldiers clack to life and let you pass. And as you do so as well, into his office area, you see that the little girl that he had is no longer there. What brings you here, necromancer?
Well, we are starting to narrow down the progress of how to attack the necropolis. But before we get into the nitty-gritty details on how we will utilize your forces, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to lead.
Of course you don't, boy. You're an adventurer.
Not exactly by choice.
That and a
I was-
necromancer. You're used to things just obeying.
I mean, you're not totally wrong, but I don't. Let me help you. Would you like to meet my summons? I have two. I'm not a mass
No.
summoner. Okay. Look, he just goes to a chair and sits in it. I am asking if you wish to help me with properly utilizing your forces, and I want you to trust me rather than relying on the trust of the contract. I want you to trust in me.
Ah. Humility. From an adventurer and a necromancer. Now, I've seen everything in my own life. But I suppose I could be of some aid in this matter. I was a general in my time.
Right.
What do you
I
know
would
of
like-
the necropolis, boy?
As far as I know, there are 4 layers, and each layer gets more progressively difficult. And on the 4th layer, there is something exponentially, dare I say, a demigod that is controlling the undead here. That's as far as I know. And being close to the necropolis, I already feel a connection. I feel like my necromancy is sharpening. So it has a effect
course
with
it
undead
would.
over here.
You're in the middle of an area saturated by the magic of undeath.
And it doesn't help I'm a bit more, let's just say, fine-tuned to necromancy.
So, what are your forces? What are you working with aside from me and your little group?
Well, the group that assaulted the force, we have Anka, who wrote the contract. She's extremely powerful. Other than that, that's really about it.
Well, hold on now. Sorry. To clarify, you have B team the spears, yourselves, him, and Anka.
Yeah, that's yeah. He said besides the things that assaulted today, I'm just like that's it.
Okay. Well, considering your forces, I would recommend that you keep me as far away from that undead demigod as you described it, lest they take control over me and my men. So you'll want us for the primary invasion force to keep the rest of you fresh, shall we say, for the next layers. For the second
nods.
layer, I'd recommend that rat fellow, Tritonio, his name was. He's strong, but his men are not as strong as him. He should hold the second layer. Well, no, the first layer. No, it's second layer.
Yeah,
The second layer.
we're gonna-
The third layer should be held by your other comrades. B team, I heard you call them.
Yeah.
And then you'll need that necromancer for your assault on that fourth layer. Although, she could very likely keep the rest of B team alive. Considering what rumors I heard of being within the third layer.
What have you heard?
I have heard that there are monsters in the dark, in the deep. Creatures created of flesh. Abominations from the darkest reaches of other nations, even. You see, anything that dies in Vuori comes back. And everything that has been killed and come back always makes its way towards the necropolis. Considering how Vitrium is but a hop and a skip away, certain creatures die within Vuori's field, and they destroy villages on their way to the necropolis.
Shaggy heard of any? Yeah.
If you would like, you may roll me a nature or a history check.
History. Actually, they're both the same, so we'll just do history. 14.
So, you would have heard tell that within certain parts of Vitrium's jungle, there are dinosaurs. And one of the
Cool.
more dangerous types of dinosaurs that are very famous is the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Cool. T-Rex zombies. Got it. Oh boy. Yeah, he kind of gives a concerning sigh. Right, the T-Rexes. Oh, that's
Is that what they were called? We called them stalking predators.
Yeah, that's them. Though some say they're also scavengers, but
These ones aren't.
nah. No, not the undead ones. Okay. He bites his lip a little bit in thought. Well, that's good to know. I would expect some of the worst in the third layer, and then the fourth is... Who the hell knows? Have you heard anything about the fourth layer or no?
None have ever made it past the third. They either flee, or they are never heard from again.
Yeah, Olga had to leave from the third layer by herself. She made it to the third layer by herself, but she had to retreat after that.
I would expect as much. Wise woman to flee.
She is. If she's anything, she's smart. This is gonna have to be an all hands on deck kind of mission.
Of course it will. I would recommend you pull forth every single thing you can. The necropolis isn't just a place for children. For you fresh folk.
I understand.
The undead there are constantly refurbishing themselves. Have you ever seen 4 zombies get taken apart and then simply stick themselves back together to become an amalgam of flesh and meat? Far more deadly than the 4 zombies they were originally.
If I thinks back, obviously no, he hasn't seen anything like that, but he's also seen some pretty fucking insane shit from Mel. So he just kind of leans back. No, I've never seen anything like that, but as I understand, I did witness someone create a man out of wood and then deconstruct him violently. So it's not like I haven't seen my shit. And don't take me wrong, I never once thought that this was going to be easy or, you know, lighthearted.
You will need to blitz it as best you can. Otherwise, we will all die. At least.
It's a war of attrition.
Yes, at least you will. I'll just be taken over again.
Yeah, that's not the goal. I don't want you to.
If I get taken, I will find your body and mangle it beyond belief.
He just smiles. I know. Suppose I wouldn't blame you for what necromancers have done to this country. And from what I have seen also.
All he says is just this. Again. Doesn't even think about it.
Yep.
The sun goes down, and my forces are almost replenished. You should leave.
And he stands up, but before he goes, I hope you don't mind me asking. From an expecting father to another, he just looks at him. What was her name?
Roll a persuasion check.
16.
There's a long and for a second you think he just might not respond. Probably turn around and go to leave, and then you hear him say, Serena, your necromancer friend helped me bury her.
He turns around to look at him and he gives a smile. That's a beautiful name.
Don't try and butter me up, boy. Leave.
Okay. All right. He just does the hand surrender and then he leaves.
If you want, you can roll an insight.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. Okay, 17.
Stop being endearing, you little fuck.
Never.
That's literally his thought line of
Yep.
of just like, no, you're a necromancer. I'm supposed to hate you. I actually do hate you. Get the fuck out. Fucking saying my kid's name is beautiful, you son of a bitch. I'll get you.
He's blushing.
I'll kill you.
Hell you.
Yep, no, he'll leave.
All right.
And adding the name to the harem list.
Shut up.
Adding the general to the harem list.
Not interested.
What? I thought you'd love someone who's wanting to, be with you in the bone zone.
Oh. So I figure when he takes him to the bones, I'm very friggin' late.
Her and Ariana,
boy.
whenever he trained under her. At any rate, so yeah, you vanish, you leave the outpost. And with that, is there anything else anyone would like to do before the day ends and you begin to prepare for the assault on the necropolis?
During the night, maybe?
Sure!
After Morgan has thoroughly calmed down and ruined her room some more, I'm going to cast a spell.
What you casting?
Sending.
Targeting who?
Francois's
Yeah.
mom.
What you gonna say to her?
Your daughter lives and seeks you. If you wish to be found, speak the place of which you wish to be found in. Something on those lines.
Give me a high or low.
I guess high? Are we assuming that she's asleep
Okay.
or something?
No, we are assuming that she responds. This is a strange person saying, "Your daughter lives. Make yourself known."
Fair enough.
It's fucking the D&D equivalent of like your car's extended warranty is expired.
Yeah.
Your son has been arrested. You must pay bail.
Let's listen to your son. Hello, I am your son. Please save me.
Hello. Hello, mother. I am in the federal prison. I need $10,000 to post my bail.
I have your daughter. Hi, I'm your daughter. Please help me.
You sound awfully AI generated, daughter.
It's in the DZ abridged when Sal tries to use Android 17 to convince 18. She's like, what's crack-a-lack in my sizzle? She's like, oh my god.
Horrible. So, what do I get? Anything at all?
Yeah. You get a response of. Well, first of all, you're an intelligent person. Would you like to mention the name of her daughter?
Why? I am fairly certain it was Mel that named her.
No.
What do you mean? I am absolutely certain she didn't have a name until Mel found her.
Well, actually, that's the point of contention. Shy, was Renswa always Renswa? Or was that a name that Mel gave her?
I was also under the impression that Mel named her that.
Oh,
Yeah, she has amnesia. Why would she remember her own name?
Well,
fair
I kind of had the
enough.
idea. I kind of had the idea that she
It's
knew
not
her name.
I was gonna say it's not that she doesn't have amnesia. It's the fact that she was like 2.
A baby baboo.
All right.
She knew her name but couldn't remember her last name or something.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought it was. But no, it's
Yeah,
just
it's all. So yeah, no, it's also very possible like that's like the one thing she probably remembered.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that a 2-year-old would know their name at the very least.
If that is the case, then sure. I would say your daughter Rensois
Okay.
is alive, seeks you, and all that such.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that being two would not be able to speak their name or something along those lines or whatever.
She is going, like, there's a long pause, and then you hear her say, Rensois still alive? Wait, where is she?
He's Irish too.
Hi! Oh no. I'm in the Ember Sticks. And I'm, you see her try, like, you, I have a question, how many words was that?
You're getting close.
Okay. I'm at the cliffside docks, near Hook Bay, near the Hook Bay docks. Yeah, Styx cliffside docks near the Hook Bay docks, and like it probably cuts out midway through all that, so you get Styx cliffside docks.
Every bunny's parents are Irish.
Stop it!
I was about to say, wait, Rensois' mom is also Mela?
No.
That's
So there's
weird.
A long moment.
I did not realize I was Irish.
I could just message her again. It's like, cool. Her dad's still alive? Yes, no? Then I don't have to cast their big old ritual.
If you wanna, sure.
Yeah, I'll cast another sending. You don't have many words to respond. Does her father still draw breath?
No. He died defending us and running away. Trying to draw those horrible creatures away.
Use another 3rd level for a final sending. Someday soon, we will find you, and you will be reunited. I have no time frame to give you.
You can't see what she's doing, but there's a pause, and then she says, yes. Styx cliffside docks, Ember Sticks, across from Hook Bay docks, just above the farmland and the Finchwood forest. Please, tell her I love her. And that's it. You can kind of like
Her
feel
eyes.
the choked breath of emotion towards the very end.
Her eyes open sluggishly. He gets up, steps over a pile of glass and other thrown items, and kind of just like shoulders her door open. And then kind of like closes it back with the sort of like shh of like glass and other crap getting in the way.
Right?
And she goes and knocks on Rensois' door in the dead of night, because that's the only time she seems to be willingly active.
Alright. Francois, I have a question for you. Does Neatal get to stay the night?
Yeah.
Okay. Then,
So I think
yeah,
the knocking comes. How late is it?
I imagine we're talking close to midnight, or just after midnight.
Okay, so then yeah, so there's probably a good pause where she kind of like sits up in bed, kind of rubbing sleep out of her eyes. One ear kind of flops to the side as the other one kind of twitches, trying to figure out what the noise was. Here's the knock again.
It is low. There are two people who can knock at that height, and one of them will likely not knock at that time of night.
Yeah, well, Agathar would probably be knocking with. I imagine yours, like, Morrigan is probably just a very, like, slow, soft, methodical knock. And I imagine Aggie would just be like, knock, 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 knock.
Yes.
If he does it
totally.
all, he just show like she's ghost
Or just
steps through the door.
materializes through the door.
Yeah, it's just like, sis, I need your help.
Likely.
I threw up.
Sis, I threw up.
I sleep in your bed with you and Auntie Neatal.
Yeah,
I
no,
need-
so she'll kind of throw the covers off of her and shuffle over to the door. And just a gentle click, and you'll hear it pull open. What time is it? What's going on?
Would you walk with me?
She'll kind of blink some of the sleep out of her eyes. Yeah. Just around the cart or outside? I may need to put on more than pajamas.
Just into the garden.
Okay.
And
Renspot, you do look back in the room as you go to close the door. You'll see that Neatal is currently still asleep.
Yeah. And she'll very quietly click the door closed behind. After you.
nods, starts leading you that way. He still hasn't really willingly made eye contact with you ever. So you make it to that point in the cart with the drop down stairs that lead to the roof where the little garden is. He heads up and holds a hand out to help you up.
She will not hesitantly, but just slowly reach to take it. Thank you.
Door closes. He settles into a seated position amongst the vegetables and other things underneath the tree. I have news. It would be good if you sat.
She'll take a seat, probably like look at one of the plants, just like, tomatoes are coming in nice.
He looks at them. They're a little overgrown. I wouldn't know. I am sorry. Your father did not make it.
Her ears will kind of pin back as she kind of slumps a little. I see. You tried the ritual again?
No. I sent a message to your mother so she could tell us where she is. She let slip. He passed protecting you all.
see. Because it's, I mean, from what we saw of Mom's condition, I guess it makes sense.
She slips a folded piece of paper to you.
Um, what?
This is where she lives. Down to the city block.
Sure. Kind of like what remained of the kind of like sleep behind her eyes seems to fade as her eyes grow wide, and she gently reaches forward to take the paper, kind of drawing it towards her almost as if it's like a precious, one of a kind artifact. Like scared that it would crumble in her hands at any moment. She just kind of stares down at it.
Not exchanged many words, but by the tone of her voice, she was beside herself to hear you are alive.
I mean, I suppose I don't. She just like kind of like fumbles with her words, like almost like finally like turns and makes eye contact with you. I never really ever thought I'd make it this far. I don't really know what to do, really. I mean, go see her, obviously. I mean, when we can, obviously. We have this whole necropolis thing and dealing with Lucas and fucking ch-ldr-n and
Time can be made. You should be able to see them.
Say
In the
again.
moment of...
yeah, you cut a little.
Sorry. I'll bring the mic closer. You should be able to see them. You deserve it as anyone else would. The reprieve of your family.
She just kind of softly nod, like a million and one thoughts kind of swirling about her head. I don't get it.
What do you mean?
I don't. You and just everything, and how you've been acting, and like you're doing something so amazing to help me, and insist that you don't do anything to help yourself, or that you don't deserve it, or that you're not a good person, and then you do all these good person things. And the only person who seems to think you're a bad person is yourself.
There are quite a few people who might disagree with you.
Yeah, well, and most of those people are people I'd punch in the face. And I can't do that with you.
You have socked me quite hard in the jaw.
Yeah, fair enough. That was more the other you.
There is no other. There is only me.
It's not what you said when I was in your mind.
And leans back. Sometimes emotions can take over. I do not know why or what is wrong with me.
Well, when I was up there inside you, the inner part of you that felt stuck by your emotions wasn't this. And she just kind of waves a hand at you. You were still scared and hesitant. But you longed to be free of your own shackle. Ones that you and your emotions have put on yourself for all these years. Shackled under the weight of anger. She just waves a hand and drops it to her side. Now it feels like you've just replaced those shackles with self-pity and loathing.
It sinks a little. The loathing isn't, though. The pity is fresh. I don't want to be this, but I do not know how to be anything else.
Have you tried? Or are you letting yourself be held down, or are you afraid to be someone worth saving?
People keep telling me to try. What is it to just be something else? It's as if I asked you to simply stop being Francois and be someone entirely different on a whim. To change everything about yourself. It's easy to say. I have no idea how to begin. I find myself and kind of pauses and just droops. I don't know.
No. You kind of, sort of did, though. Asked me to change a major part of myself. Encouraged me that I could do it. How many pep talks did we have about me being more confident in myself, or not overthinking every action, worrying about making the wrong one, and creating my own self-fulfilling prophecy? The same way you're doing now.
I lost count.
And I'm still far from an expert at it. I still have my moments of worry, my moments where I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and I feel like I'm never going to know what I'm doing, and I'm never going to be good enough. Would you and to a lesser and less polite extent, Valen. But mostly you. Taught me that being strong isn't about not having those moments or not having those thoughts. It's about recognizing that you have them and deciding to do something about it anyway. I can't make you find peace. No, I do. Can't.
I know.
I wish I could. I'd give anything if I could do that. Ease your pains, ease your burdens, make life simpler for you, better, happier.
I did that to myself. I had it for a time. Wager to believe I was the happiest I'd ever been with all of you. I had everything I needed to race up here and, well, you know, long before I actually decided to leave. I just wanted to feel warm a little longer. Now I've thrown it all away and I am here picking pieces up that don't quite fit together.
Because you won't let them. No one's tried to leave you. No one's tried to tell you to leave. No one's tried, said that they hate you. All of us, your family, are still here, waiting and willing to give you the chance if you just let yourself have that chance. But you're so stuck in this need to stay in your rut. Because if you left it, you might feel like you're no longer you. You're so used to the idea of just being in pain. You don't allow yourself that happiness. You say you wanted that warmth, that you wanted it to go on, and you've just convinced yourself that you can't have that. Meanwhile, it's sitting right in front of you, and it's been sitting right in front of you since before it even happened.
See her kind of try and look away as she presses her palm into her eye. I knew I would break. I know you're right. Doing it myself, but
But you're scared.
Of course I am. Terrified. I tried to hurt that man the night. I don't think he deserves it. My blood turns the fire.
Which man?
Mumbles. I won this evening. What was his name? Antonio or something.
Should tell me.
King's son. Grandson or something. I don't even know it. He just shares his blood. It just blinds everything else. Soren, Agathar, everyone keeps asking, you regret it, don't you? Trying that terrible thing.
Do I regret what?
Trying that terrible thing. She's referring to the ritual. I don't think I am.
Don't think you're what?
Alright. Turns further away. I want to be. Sabina trimmed some off the top. I'm not so quick to anger, but there are things that will trigger me. Set me to boil. I am wired wrong. I don't know. The ache. I'm sorry, I'm just dumping this on you now. I came up here to share maybe solemn and more gentle things with you, and I have dissolved it into something about myself.
Yeah, well. I'd rather. I don't have the solution for you, Morgan. I don't have a way to make everything magically better. But I've got big old ears. They're good for listening. I'd rather you talk than drown yourself in another bottle.
Her eyes kind of dull. Would you tell me why you chose me?
You mean over Neotal?
And just shuts her eyes. I warned you. I told you. I was going to hurt you. As it was certain. You still chose me.
I mean, that's easy enough to explain. Oh, sorry. That's easy enough to explain. You promised that you would hurt me, and I felt like you wouldn't do that.
And just droops further.
More so than that, even. It was just. You know, Neotol was. You know, she was pretty confident, almost intimidatingly so. But you were. You reminded me of myself in so many ways. It felt more common ground. Seemed like it was easier. Not easier, like I'm still not good at relationship stuff. But just we already had that connection there. And like I said, just easier to find common ground and similarities between us. We were both, you know, unsure of what we were doing, but wanted to try it anyway. We're both fairly stubborn. And we both have a habit of wearing our masks. Protect ourselves. To hide our deepest truths from the world. And I think I wanted somebody who I felt understood what that was like. And to have somebody who I felt it was safe to let that mask fall around. And in the same vein, to be the person that you could let yours down.
She lifts her head and stares up at the night sky through the branches. I'm sorry I did this to you.
She just gives a light nod, kind of not mostly looking very pointedly at her lap.
I gods, what have I? What have I done? Just rubs her face. They really did ruin the perfect. Just something. I. Oh. Oh. God. You are everything. I have never worked so hard in my life to impress someone. I drank myself silly in that bar, learning how to make your favorite cocktail. I took silly notes of things you liked. I think I need to go. Sorry I woke you so late.
She mumbles something under her breath.
Any chance I can perceive that?
Try, yeah.
18.
No, you heard it. It's a very quiet. Is it my fault?
She like stops cold. Why would it be your fault?
Just kind of like holds up a hand, just kind of like shakes her head, like, oh, maybe I didn't do enough, or say enough, or maybe try to understand you better, or
You
just
poor sweet.
just
No.
you said you asked, you took notes on just little things that I would enjoy, or learning like to drink, and I didn't. I just there. I just existed. I didn't do anything, and maybe I could have done more. And if I had done more, just maybe. She just starts shaking her head as she clams up. Tears starting to track down the fur of her cheeks.
steps over to where you are. Settles beside you. Leans on you. This is a reckoning I put upon myself. There was nothing you could do. Nothing you could say.
Then why does it still feel like it's my fault?
Because you loved me. We all make mistakes. But we learn from them. Make it better. You're better off now than you were.
She snorts. Debatable.
Shad, your audio is a little weird.
It's not
Yeah,
a
it
little
sounds-
weird. Your audio sounds like you're fucking gargling water.
No, you're coming through a different mic.
I am not.
Oh, you were
No, now
you were just far away, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Heh. Anyway, sorry. One more time, please, Red Swamp.
she kind of just snorted. Debatable. She'll just kind of give a low, dry chuckle.
He loves you.
I'm a hypocrite.
Oh God.
Keep telling you to just move on, but I'm trying to move on. I'm trying. I want to. I think I'm doing better. Still hurts though.
I think she turns and hugs Francois around the middle. I'm sorry. I wish for the life of me I could have been a better person. Someone you deserved.
You already were that. Wouldn't have picked you if you hadn't have been. If you weren't already that person, I would have been with me until the first time instead of the...
I don't know how to fix this. If I could, I'd give you anything you needed. Don't put any chance like this. Finding your mother was the least I could do. Useful.
It's a lot more than the least to me.
Good. of some use.
She'll kind of wipe at her nose. Just kind of the most useful thing you can do right now for me and for everyone is just try. Want to be better. It hurts me and it hurts all of us watching you just waste away in a corner somewhere.
Hey,
In some ways, it's more painful than that ritual. At least that was one relatively short moment of sharp pain. Instead of just the weak, dull throb of watching you week after week.
try a fair few times. I don't know if I know how. But I will for you. I'll figure something out.
And if anyone came, it's you. Still one of the smartest people I've ever met.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
If anyone can, it's you. You're still one of the smartest people I've ever met.
She chuffs at that. Being intelligent and emotionally intelligent are vastly different things. She slowly gets up, dusts herself off, still rubbing at her eye. I want to say it before I don't have a nerve any longer. I know I ruined everything, but I believe until the last time I draw breath, I will love you. Even if it is not in the same way we had.
She'll smile. A sad smile. Family always sticks together. No matter what, this is. We are your family.
She nods.
Love you too, Maury.
She bows her head. Opens the little door into the caravan. Keep well, Francois.
Good night.
And then they return to their cabins.
I think Rensoir's gonna stay up there for a little bit longer.
Oh.
You do anything in particular while you're up there?
I think mostly just as like almost as a sort of like habitual sort of calming thing. She's just gonna go around the various plants, checking on them, seeing what things need watering, what things need trimming. It's likely very much probably hasn't had the proper upkeep lately.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's overgrown.
Actually, you will note that it is a well taken care of garden.
Who has been touching my garden?
It's like, I'll kill them.
You
Who
certainly,
found the cadavra?
you certainly weren't touching it. Someone had to.
Oh, Inky.
You'll
I
have
got
to,
bored.
You'll have to investigate. Anyway, man, it looks like the garden's been well taken care of. While you've been kind of here. While you're checking things around, nothing really needs water. Nothing really needs food or anything like that. Resoiling or rotating. It's just a normal garden. And as you kind of just like look out there at the nearby area where you see the camp of the Spears of Uri in the distance, and you see the undead outpost to the far right, and then over there in the looming darkness, seeming to draw at you on your very soul, the necropolis. Eventually, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, she just takes a breath and kind of stares out at the necropolis.
Eventually, you do, I would assume, return to your room and go back to sleep, correct?
Yeah, she'd probably hang up there for like 10-15 minutes, just kind of clearing her mind a bit more.
Okay. When you lay back down in your bed, Neatal just kind of like senses warmth and then heat-seeking missile attack. Wraps arms around, nuzzles drearily, still, and that is that. As the night falls, the day rises. Everyone begins to prepare, equips their weapons, checks their spells, and then you all march off on towards the necropolis. I have a question for you, Agathar. Is there anyone else from the cart you'd like to recruit for this mission?
Yes.
Who?
He wants to ask if he he talks to Roger. He's not bringing Roger, but he's like, look, I understand that you're not the fighter, so you have an important mission of yourself.
What's that,
do
man?
not do not let anybody in this cart. Even if they say they're us, we have ways of getting into the cart. Do not let anybody in.
He gives you a salute. You got it, buddy.
Thank you, Roger. I very much appreciate it.
Of course.
And he asked if Vanille, Emiko, Alexander. I mean, he asked pretty much the rest of the people staying here. He knows Alexander has some combat experience. Emiko seems to be skilled sorcerer. He's not sure about Vanille, but he'll ask like, "Hey, if you're not comfortable with,
Vanille.
you know."
Okay, so let me get your card NPCs out.
Yep.
Cart NPCs. So, first of all, Cinder is more than willing to join. Amalia also willing to join.
100%.
Soy Fang not joining, obviously.
Obviously.
Wendy, sure. Belle, sure. Anna, sure. Smudge is Morgan familiar.
Yep.
Smear, same. Doug, yours. Vanille,
Yep.
no. Roger, no,
Sure.
obviously. Emiko will note that her expertise is enchantment magic specifically, and that she has no real way to deal with undead, so she is out of this. Lovina is a creature of love, darling, sugar plum, and not of violence. Alexander is...
But what if she loves violence?
Alexander is willing to join. Flair is just like, nah, I'm not in adventuring form right now. And that's all your people. So yeah, you have joining you on this expedition. You have Alexander. You have Wendy, Wendy, Belle, Anna.
Yeah,
and you have the main people. That's all.
Yeah, the main people. Cinder, Amalia, pretty much.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay. Then in that case, he's gonna bring essentially the Cinder squad and Amalia close.
It is
like,
just
okay.
Cinder by himself, not.
Oh, just Cinder. Gotcha.
Basically, as he walks with you, he's just like, I already lost a sister once. I don't want to lose it. That's fun.
No, that's entirely fair. I'm gonna have you stick with B team. The plan is the undead army is going to stick on the first level. The spears will stick to the second, and then B team will stick to more the intense third level. I'm gonna need. He looks at Amalia and Cinder. I'll need you guys to stick with them. This is a war of attrition, and the more bodies we can spare with stalling for us, the better. So I think you guys, and as much as I would like to bring them along, Belle and Anna are also going to stick to the third level. They will not be joining us to the fourth.
You hear Anna say, Father, would it be nice? It would be nice if I was able to accompany you to the fourth floor, Father.
I understand, and I want you there, but whatever is on the fourth floor that is controlling the undead,
But I am yours, Father.
I'm afraid that necromancers of resounding skill, similar to Anka, can rip away control from necromancers. Now, granted, I am the linchpin, but this thing is controlling whatever is going on in the necropolis. And if the thing in the necropolis can take control of the general of all people, I don't think any undead on the fourth floor are going to be safe from its influence, and I would really rather not have you guys be turned against us.
You see her kind of glance over towards Lorelei and then back to you. Of course, Father.
I want to insight tell.
Go ahead.
Alright.
Oh. I'll just DM you a thing.
Yeah.
You're all just like, please don't make me incite you, daughter.
Yeah,
Just tell me what's going on.
There you go, buddy.
Oh, okay. He looks over at Lorelei, then back at Belle, and then gives her a smile. I will make sure that she returns, okay? I promise. That's always the goal.
Of course, Father. She plays chess with me. That's nice. Anyway, I'll be on the third layer, I guess. And Cinder just kind of says, I sure I could stick to the third floor as well. I even have a special undead killing weapon on my person. And you see him kind of like reach into his robes, and he pulls out a hilt that he flips around very dexterously before Sunblade.
Fellow Sunblade user.
Ah, but of course. Unless I want to be sneaky, then he flips it back. He flips it back, closed again. Then he pulls out a scimitar, which looks very gnarly and ancient, even with a wavy purple essence hue to it that kind of just like transitions from purple to green along the blade line.
Soren taps Migi to it and eats it. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
You, Soren, do feel a twinge of hunger from the twins towards that weapon. From
Probably
specifically,
the Sunblade too, yeah.
No, not the Sunblade. Specifically that one. Specifically, Hidari, not Migi, oddly enough.
And Soren just kind of just thinks inward and just goes, no, it doesn't belong to us.
Yep. He then sheaths it back. He then sheaths it back again. Amalia's like, do I get to eat everything that I encounter?
You know what? If you can eat the undead without it giving you tummy aches, then yeah.
Why would it give me a tummy ache? Bones are amazing.
Well, I have been giving you a lot of bones, so.
Yeah, you've been boning me a lot, man.
Agatha blushes.
Horrible.
Yeah, funny. But
you can hear Cinder cough in the background. That's what she said.
He shakes his head. But for real, guys, just be careful, watch each other's backs, and don't be heroes. If you guys are at your limit, retreat to the second floor.
Yeah, but of course. I'm certainly going. I have a wife to go back to. No?
Yeah, me too.
Actually, wives. I have wives to go back to. He smiles.
Yeah, I was kind of curious. What do you think about Anka? How did that happen?
Tell you what, you survive the demigod at the bottom of the necropolis, and I will tell you the whole story.
I will hold you to that.
Because it involves a meeting, a potential stabbing, and a scroll of resurrection.
Huh.
Agathar wakes up in his clone body.
You know, that's weirdly not too far off on how I met my... That's weird. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll cross that bridge.
Ah, but of course. And with that, Cinder joins the B-team squad, and Amalia joins the Spears for now. But she will be going with you guys later. As I assume the rest of you guys make your preparations. You set up things.
I was going to mention this would probably be one of the first times since events had happened that there is breakfast being actively cooked.
Oh. I will say, is it the Unseen Servants or is it Morgan?
It is Morrigan.
Okay.
The unseen servants can't cook very well.
Yeah, I figured. I will say, you see there's a bit of surprise on Eloise's face. But it is Lorelei that approaches. And gives you a small nod. Is there anything I could do to help?
She's like chopping something and is like, you could peel potatoes.
Of course, I can do that, I think. She smiles and very gently begins to pick up and peel potatoes. And with that, you cook a mean breakfast. Do you cook for everyone?
She cooks for everyone.
All right, including the spears?
There's the skeletons?
No, the spears. That's Tritonio and his squad.
Oh. Yes, but Tritonio gets one less potato.
Okay.
It's like it's a very simple spread of like home fries and eggs. Like it's a simple spread, but it's seasoned.
Okay. I will say, Lorelai does help you in the kitchen. Anna also tries to, if you allow her to.
Whack.
Damn it.
Oh,
Brother, she won't let me cook with her again!
let her have this one. She already has help on her.
Ah! Grumble,
Too many
grumble, grumble,
cooks.
grumble.
In my kitchen.
With that, Eloise makes tea for people. But you make a hearty breakfast for everyone. Tritonio was just surprised that you even decided to feed him and his team, but he still has each of them say thank you to you afterwards. And, of course, whenever he receives his plate, despite it being down one less potato, notably, I would imagine, yes?
No, I think it's subconscious.
Okay.
I think she serves him last, so he just gets like the last of the potatoes.
That's
and
fine.
It's like she didn't technically mean to do that, but subconsciously she was like, "Yeah, fuck that guy."
Okay.
Not only is he short one potato, it's like they're all small potatoes.
He takes the meal and he looks at it and he says, "Well, thank you. Did not expect to even get this much."
I apologize for you the other night.
It is fine. I understand that tempers can be heated, but I don't hold you accountable. He gives you a small bow, and he says, "Good luck in the necropolis. I shall do my best to hold the second lair for your retreat."
Very well. Kind of like where she's like trying to think of maybe something to say and then just like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Turns and leaves like, I'm just gonna put my foot in my mouth and say something terrible about your family.
That's fine. That's fine. He walks away and eats his food. Everyone eats your food, gets all set up, and I'm going to begin reading a very, very long sequence.
Huzzah!
So,
Ready for the cutscene.
I ask for minimal interruptions. I will put a pause whenever I'm giving you guys a chance to, air out, react, give a couple things. Keep in mind that all of this is being done, so you guys are going to arrive at the fourth lair as fresh as possible, so you can spend resources, but you don't have to.
Cool.
So, I am going to begin adding things. Just a second.
I'm just moving some things around, item-wise. Valen is noticeably holding a new crossbow and quiver. Yay.
Eloise.
Hooray!
Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
But guess what? We're going up against a dead, so I'm going to be generating money.
Hooray! At
I'm
least
I'm assuming my
one
wisdom
gold.
check.
Well, while
I'm assuming
he's
my
doing
wisdom-
that, sorry.
I was just saying, I'm assuming the wisdom check I rolled earlier doesn't get me anything because it was just an 11.
On what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On what?
Oh, it's a new day. He's focusing on the water again.
Oh, I mean, same as usual.
Nothing.
Okay. So, as the sunlight dawns on the new day, the marching of an army can be heard. 100 undead and their general marching in lockstep towards the necropolis, with you guys just behind them. To your left, the spears of Vuori and the prince of the country, and his wife Gale, along with Amalia among his ranks. To the right of you guys is B-Team, with Cinder among them. Just behind you, Anka and Lorelei pick up the end of this column. A small army gathered so they could take down this blight upon the land of Vuori. The hollow screams of the undead can be heard wailing within. And as you each look to your left and right at the gathered gang, the general looks back towards you, Agathar, waiting for your go-ahead to begin the operation. So, Aggie
You're supposed
buddy,
to have a plan.
I literally thought you were gonna keep going, so I was like, I'm gonna pee, I'll be fine.
What's the plan, bud?
Okay.
you gonna give a
So he
speech before you send the troops out, or are you gonna say advance and just go?
No, he'll try to do a speech. He'll try to he'll try to rally the troops a little bit.
You'll see Cinder flick his fingers, and a box will appear that you can step on if you want.
Own personal soapbox.
Yep.
Actually, he won't use the box, but he will use his appendages to like lift himself because he's a little bit of extra.
All right, fair enough. Doc Ock.
Yeah.
So yeah, creaking of bones and material as you lift yourself up with your appendages.
Mhm. I understand that with this force compared to what has been thrown at the necropolis hasn't been much. And I know what we have asked everybody here to fight with everything that they have. This necropolis has been a pain in Viori's side for long enough. And I think it's about time to rip the needle out. Whatever we find in there, whatever is beyond the third level, I know, he looks at his group, I know we'll get it done. Because we have faced odds that we shouldn't have, granted we shouldn't have won. A mummy lord fresh out of his crypt, a operation ran by a very skilled enchantment mage. Hell, the entire government of Mirzai. We have faced horrors beyond what the normal people could handle. It's going to be tough, and we might lose some people, but maybe we don't have to. Stick together, fight with everything you have, hold nothing back. Through strife, there is strength. Through effort comes reward. And I know deep down that we can do this. The first level will be easy. The general's men will hold it. The second level will be tougher, but I know the spears can bring the wrath of those afflicted by the necropolis down onto its head. And he looks at B-Team. The third level will be much more demanding and a lot riskier. If you get overwhelmed, don't be a hero. Pull out, regroup, attack later. But Necropolis is going to give it everything that it's got, and it's not going to let up until we die. But we're not going to give it its chance. We're going to find whatever is on the fourth. We are going to kill it, and maybe cripple the Necropolis, if not stop it altogether. Thank you for putting your trust in us. But thank yourselves for the bravery and courage that you built and now you exhibit today.
All right.
Today, we're all friends. And I don't want to lose any of you. But give it all you've got. Because I know you can do it.
All right, Agathar. Roll me a d20 with advantage.
Sure.
And have a bardic inspiration die from Cecil.
Of course. Damn it.
Gross.
Well, that's natural 20.
See how
What's
high
the
it can
bardic?
go?
Is it D8?
Yeah, d8.
7.
Oh.
Is this a persuasion or
So, what's your current level?
full level? 11?
What's your charisma score?
2.
Okay. Everyone, you get 14 temporary hit points. No, actually, sorry, 15 temporary hit points. Inspiring leader proc. That goes for everyone. That goes for the skeletons. That goes for B team. That goes for A team. That goes for Anka, for Lorelei. Everyone. Just
Skeletons are super inspired.
whenever you finish your speech, you hear the general clang his sword and his shield together, and then you hear that echoed among the warriors, just chung, 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 chung. And joining in on that, you hear the stabbing of the butts of spears in the ground, just do 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 do, as Cinder kind of gives you a wolfless other woo with his whistle, and the sound and noise begins to rise. You feel this swelling of anticipation grow within you. All of you do, as the anticipation for your next order, General, is being raised. Your command.
Agathar will turn to face the necropolis, and the long wooden spear on his back that is Veronica will split into 3, and then he holds out his arms to he holds out his arm with the sword, which alights first, pointing the way, and then his shield alights, and then the halo above his head turns on as he just glows with this radiant light, and he just says one word: charge.
All right.
I rolled a 12 to sneak a nip from a flask.
And charge your forces do. So, as you race through the grassy plain and follow behind the legion of skeletal warriors, you can see among the dead are animal corpses, skeletons, zombies, all manner of lesser undead creatures, as there is a clash of bone, steel, and flesh colliding with one another. This army cutting a swath through these undead hordes. I'm sorry, I did not imagine this had that loud of a little thing. Ignore me. Damn it.
Well, it was good. Just turn it down.
I know, but it was irritating my ears.
Oh, boo.
Ah!
I was like, oh yeah, I know where that's from.
Yeah.
Somebody put the We Got General song on so we can play without bothering Shad's ears.
Did you say that it was irritating?
It was irritating. Anyway, basically, I'm gonna skip that song. I'm gonna go to the next one whenever we go to the next area. All right. So, this army cuts a swath through them. You see various bodies just going flip and flopping out of the way. You see skeletons being dismantled. You seeing a bunch of bodies just being crushed and shoved out the way. As you eventually find your way to the main entrance of the second lair, at which point the general breaks away to form a barrier of bone and metal around the entrance as the rest of you guys rush in to the next area. Also, you have Garlic to thank for the soundtracks.
Bless.
The garlic has good taste. Why can't you have good taste, Shad?
Damn!
I'm fucking with you.
This area.
Just screwing with you.
Anyway, so yeah. Forward you go into the into this little stairwell going down. Rushing down to the second level, you are met by this strange sensation of gravity asserting itself on you as you walk upwards, but downwards into a long, dark corridor that is pitch black, save for the lights of a few red glowing crystals that just kind of like litter the hallways going forward and down. As you step... Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna say I have protection from evil and good. Just kind of going.
Okay. So, you step out onto the ceiling, and that's when you see glints of light in the darkness. You hear the sound of creaking bones and chittering animals and the skittering of insects. As Tritonio says, "That's our cue, Gale!" and rushes forward, and his spears take point and begin to clear the way forwards as they cut down all manner of different undead that they can see. You see these crawling amalgams of bones, multiple skeletons that are just kind of like clacked together, that are skittering along the rooftops that drop down and get kind of like exploded by a couple spear butts here and there. And of course, moving further and further in, and they're in getting various of these undead abominations just slain to rest by these spears, they eventually find the next layer down. At which point they form up around it, get a phalanx going, and their leader turns back to you guys and goes, "Watch out for the exploding skeletons, eh?" And gestures for you guys to go down further.
Good luck.
Have exploding skeletons?
Yes.
Yes.
At this time of year, localized entirely in this necropolis? Yes. May I see them? No.
Yes. And, of course, you guys make your way down this entrance, descending further and further down, and as you emerge out of the hole, you find yourself standing atop a small hill. A slope of dirt that has vague outlines underneath it that leads further back where you were coming from and is just kind of everywhere around you. Like this necropolis is weirdly shaped. You are passing through buildings, through street settlements, and it's weirdly disorienting. But, of course, there is hardly any time to rest. As I switch to the third side. You don't have time to stop and sightsee, as you are beset upon by giant flesh blob-like monsters, walking mounds of hulking meat, large collections of skeletal bones that are rolling in together like a giant fucking death ball. At which point, B Team, makes their entrance. You watch as Cinder rushes over to one of these large bone balls, and as he hits it with his sunblade, it quite literally explodes into 4 different skeletons that just kind of like shower down and then begin to rapidly reconstruct upon one another. And of course, with B Team by your side, Anka and Cinder, Amalia, all of you guys basically managed to make your way through this 3rd level, kind of like clearing out as many of these strange creatures as you can, until eventually you find yourselves in front of a large gate that seems as if it's been placed upside down. Yet, before any of you can really make a comment on it, you hear the quiet pounding of footsteps upon earth below. And when you turn, you see something that might make your stomachs churn. A large, bipedal monstrosity from the darkest jungles of Vitrium. Eyeballs scooped out its sockets to make room for pits of meat. A massive maw that looks like it could snap just about any of you in 2 or swallow you whole. A fiend that sniffs at the air and is far larger than some of the buildings nearby. You guys have a moment.
A moment as in, like, we fighting this and we have a moment to comment on it before combat starts?
You have a moment to share a few words with B Team before you make your way into the gates to the 4th floor.
Agathar's like inspecting the gate, but Belle is going to step in front of Lorelei in between this fucking creature and her, and then she's gonna look back at her and offer an untied pink bow that she used to wear, and she's gonna say, "Good luck."
Sure. Thank you. She says, just holding this bow, not knowing what to do with it.
She'll face it as Anna, like, and then Belle do like the 2 androids from the new Dragon Ball Z movie just start like walking towards this fucking beast as Anna just cocks her arms and she's like, "Finally, a worthy opponent."
Battle will be legendary.
3 minutes. I got 3 minutes with you.
I got you for 3 minutes.
Got you for 3 minutes.
Morgan, you were saying.
3 minutes. I clap my hand on my cousin's shoulder.
Yep, Eloise.
Eloise. As Smudge kind of lands on their other shoulder. Come back to life.
It's the plan, Morgan. That's why I prepared teleportation circle, just in case.
Christ's sakes. I was being, supportive.
Yeah, thank you.
Black cat licks their face before Morgan goes with the rest of the group, leaving Smudge with her.
All right. With Eloise?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to keep tabs on her.
Fair enough. I will note, as Anna and Belle begin to clash with the first one, you see a second one appear. As Neotal just kind of like looks over you, Renswan, gives you a thumbs up. You guys go on ahead. We'll deal with tall, dark, and dangerous over there. Face falling ever so slightly.
God, I want to say something so bad about Taniatal, but Morgan isn't gonna.
Warren wants to do something here when he gets a
Stay
chance.
safe.
That's the plan. Cinder's gonna pat her on the shoulder. Don't worry, me and her got this one, yes? Yeah, sure.
Yes.
What's Soren saying?
Saying sis. He
Yeah.
called for Neotal, basically.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
He's gonna pat her on the shoulder and cast Enhance ability on her again, Cat's Grace. and
Oh,
she has
thanks.
she has advantage on dexterity checks for the next hour.
Hooray! As long as your concentration
And he's-
maintains.
Is not concentration. It doesn't say it is Oh wait, yes it does. Never mind. It is concentration.
I use
Never
that
mind.
spell. I know that spell.
Yeah. I was looking at the D&D Beyond version of it. It's just got concentration. That's like a small
It's like-
diamond C on it. And I didn't see it.
It's like
Uh,
it doesn't say concentration if I close my eyes. So there.
and you guys watch a third one appear as Riven this time goes, ah, damn it. Can never be too simple, can it? Go on, get that
Maybe
gate
you'll-
open.
Maybe this will be the first time you actually get to clash your blades with something.
Gives you a look. Oh, get you for that later.
Don't mind her. She's strong.
With your track record, probably not.
Lana rushes over to the doors and just slams them open. You guys go. We got this, okay?
Okay.
All right, and you guys make your way in. Do 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 do. Ah, yes. When the door opens, you rush in and further into the necropolis, deeper than anyone has ever delved before. You find yourselves entering an area of calm, almost. No enemies are around you. And as you wander the streets of this castle town, you find yourselves drawn towards a spire in the center of it. And as you're kind of looking about, you can hear gentle piano music floating along the air around you. As if you had entered a memory. At which point, I will introduce you guys to your map. Shit!
This-
I forgot to put your characters here with dynamic lighting.
Ah, yes, a black screen. No one here has dark vision. This is our entire life.
Shad.
Hey, what's up?
For this encounter, 1 token for the twins.
Okay. Alright.
Alright,
Vonnie or Valen?
It doesn't matter. Same
Okay.
counter.
Delete.
You should just make a token with both of them in it, considering they're from the same art.
I tried. It's very difficult. Yeah, it's harder than I thought.
Vision.
I just gave up. I said, fuck it.
I also need to put down Wallfly too. Please bear with me for a moment as I fix things.
Remember that Soren actually does have dark vision.
Oh, to what
Yeah,
length?
So does,
To 60 feet, I think. That's what the ring gives.
I think we get down here, and I'm gonna roll another stealth check to see if I can sneak another net.
Out to a range of 60 feet.
A second.
yeah,
15.
Valen also has dark vision due to the glasses.
Alright.
Aggie's a kobold.
Okay. So, you guys are up there. I will point you to it. There you go. So, you guys enter what looks to be a castle town. There are no enemies around you. There is only a sense of calm. But not too calm. Because you know that right now your friends are battling for their lives. And your time is limited. So make your choices on where to go wisely. Also, quickly,
Alright, so let's split the group.
Morrigan smacks her lips. She puts the flask away. How much space do we have above us till we're hitting ceiling?
15 feet.
15 feet. This isn't a castle town. It's a cave.
Sorry, 20 feet, my fault. Well, actually, technically,
That's-
hold on. Actually, I forgot my own description of this place. Ah, yes. A long, spiraling tower leading up and up and up, the further and further into the earth below, as if someone had taken a whole castle and inverted it on the earth, within the earth itself. Oh god, that is a typo. Anyway, so you can see up and above, like, you know right now that if not for whatever weird gravity magic was working on you, you would be falling upwards and landing about, I want to say, 60 feet down.
So yeah, Morrigan's stuffing this flask back in her jacket. You could get us airborne. We'd see more, cover more ground. They'd only be able to take a few of us.
Okay. Hopefully the weird gravity thing doesn't mess with your flight.
Well, in that case, if it does, I would hope you can hold on tightly.
Well, you know me, I can.
So, who would be coming with me then?
I'll go. Everybody else can stay on the ground. We just need to hurry.
All right. You see her start to like take her hat off and put a lot of her like outfit into it. I mean, I would ask you all to turn around.
Soren's turned around.
Agathar turns around.
Lorelei and Anka also turn around.
Lovely. Thank God for that. She basically strips before she shifts into a giant raven, which I need sized up, pretty please.
Ah, yes. Also, give me just a second. I have to move this up. I forgot I forgot. People couldn't see what the fuck was going on. Large. Boop. 2 back. There you go.
Can I have light too?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Dark vision range?
How far can she see? Oh, that's right. She can't. She has third eye. That's the thing that gives her dark vision, which she will be using today. 60 feet is her dark vision.
Okay.
So giant Raven Mori stomps over, dum dum, as you see her kind of like with her beak pushing her hat that has all of her clothes into a little bag around her neck.
Yeah, Agatha we'll climb on and just look at the rest. All right, go ahead and start making progress. We'll try to cover what we can.
I will actually give the rest of you the ability to make investigation checks at advantage to determine the right direction based off of Morgan and Agathar giving you proper directions.
Right.
So,
Investigation.
yeah, investigation.
Damn, it's also a shame that Agatha is in the air and can't do investigation checks.
That's a 20.
We
All
We
right.
get perception checks because we high above, but yeah.
So
Giant wings lift and beat, and we rise into the air.
yeah. As you leave roughly 10 feet up, you feel the weight of the gravitational pull stop asserting itself, and you're able to fly a lot more easily.
Oh, how lovely is this?
And as you fly up and into the sky, both of you roll me perception checks.
Would love to.
And I'll say advantage because of height difference.
Okay, cool.
My favorite.
17.
23.
All right, 17, 23. The both of you can now roll Arcana checks.
Hey.
32.
Ooh.
29.
All right. As the two of you fly up into the sky and you get a good bird's eye view, of the lower Castletown area, you see that those crystals you saw earlier that were lighting the way are littered all throughout the area. And you would also note that there are large spherical blue crystals that are stuck inside the tops of various buildings. And there are large purple crystals that are stuck in the ground as well. With your Arcana checks, you would know that these are called mana crystals. They are used in a variety of magical rituals and magical creations. Blue magical crystals are more for energy storage and energy use. Orange magical crystals are for light production, and purple magical crystals are for assertion of forces. They could do anything from creating force barriers to asserting a gravitational field. So this city, this necropolis that you now know is a city underground, seems to be some kind of magical city, or at least it was a very magical city, considering the sheer number and the size of these mana crystals. But of course,
Take a great.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
It would take a great deal of time and effort to crush all of these.
Yeah, maybe we can get them on the way out. Or maybe that they're like this because of the crystals.
Do we see like a central? It's a central tower, right?
Yes, there is the central spiral tower that the both of you would be able to ascertain is kind of like the central nexus of all these mana crystals. It's also probably where the king would reside, if this were a normal city.
I hope you have decent parchment and paper. Pen.
Always.
But
Now would be a decent time to draw up a map.
I'll say between the two of you, you're able to draw up a map easily enough. And Renswa, Soren, Vani, if the three of you wish to progress forwards, you certainly can. You would know that this is the direction you need to go. Based off of the signs and ancient languages and where they read, how they read, you would see a sign over here that's hanging above this wall that has like a smith anvil on it that's like, oh, that's smith shop. Or this one has like a little arrow pointed off in a direction towards what looks to be like a horseshoe, like a stable area. So you would know that you need to go this way.
You're debating
We're almost there.
on setting. Yeah, I feel bad wasting like the 15 temp HP, but I still feel like it's probably better to just set up my spores armor.
for sure. Do your thing.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, she'll go ahead and set up the spores armor just to get that up.
Also,
As-
when it comes to temporary HP, you take the higher of the two values.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. I'm like, I feel bad wasting the 15.
Okay.
Soren, cut me real quick. I don't want to waste Agathar's temp HP.
Again, the bright red spores will kind of cling around her, kind of wispy motes of smoke coming off as she will do the fire ones.
Okay. Well, make your way forward. Like, seriously, just go for it. Like, there are no enemies. There aren't any traps in this area. Like, I'll tell you when you need to stop, basically. Arriving at this area, investigation with advantage, please, from the three people on the ground.
Laughs and airborne.
15.
14.
All right.
22.
22 and 15 will tell you that you need to go downwards.
All right, we'll start digging into the ground. Just kidding.
Or What
you
if I
need to go
just
this way.
with the clicky? It's
How-
there. It's so tempting.
How far up are we?
You are roughly 50 feet off the ground.
Can Agathar has message? Can he just like start messaging people directions to see?
That's literally what you're
He's
doing.
Okay.
That's literally why they have advantage on their investigation checks.
I see.
Another investigation check right here.
Advantage investigation 13.
Not to mention their DCs are lower.
22.
24.
All right, you would need to know. You know that you need to go to the right.
So
So,
down
no,
this way. I'm
this
just
way.
kidding.
This way.
That's not right. That's down.
That's right. Oh, okay, look. If you're staring this way, it's right. Not
Wow.
forward,
You know what?
not
Fair
left,
enough.
but right.
We literally were joking about how he said go down. We're like, oh, it's time to start digging.
Oh boy. So yeah, and as you guys basically make your way,
Oh God, we made it to the Patreon room.
For measly $10 a month, you too can get to play against the boss.
All right,
You
so
too can enjoy Seafoot.
oh my gosh. Yes, your journey was not quite seen, but it's fine. All right. So yeah, no, and you guys make your way down and through the castle town. As I take you back to this map temporarily.
Ah.
Quick, Whitefire's in town.
And
It's very funny. I'm just like,
You guys
okay,
keep
well-
telling me I shouldn't do that.
It's very funny. I'm
It's
just like,
okay if we
okay,
do
now,
Well, fuck
now-
you.
okay, go ahead and make investigation checks. I'm just like staring at my plus 11, just like, oh shit. All the people with good investigations.
all right. So, as you guys kind of like make your way through the city, so yeah, finally making your way to the tower through the sleepless city, you find yourselves inside of a building that should be falling up, but you aren't. You start to make your way up this spiraling tower, and as you pass by the windows that overlook the place below you, the scenery changes the further up you go, as if winding the clock back in time. You see the darkness outside the spire be dispelled for the bright light of day. You see large crowds of people milling about as various mages can be seen installing crystals along the city roadways, on top of a few buildings, and in street lamps. The same crystals that you, Morgan, and Aguilar saw lighting the way here and all over the place. And now that you both get a better look, you may each roll an Arcana check if you wish.
Yes. 24.
24. 25.
I'm sorry, it's 20. Do I have advantage?
No.
It's 20, I'm sorry.
20, 24. Right then. So these mana crystals are not just they are quite literally an intricately carved circle all around the city, and you could tell specifically, Morgan. In fact, actually, Morgan, you have advantage on this for reasons.
25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which will become very apparent to you once I explain stuff. Considering the number of blue crystals here that are charging and the number of purple crystals here, this entire city was primed for a large-scale ritual. And you, Morrigan, are able to kind of look at the facts of the situation, the anti-gravity effect, the gravity effect, the fact that this place is an inverted city underneath the land of Uri, these magical channels, these crystals, were supposed to allow someone to teleport this whole city somewhere else. But
We're gonna push it somewhere else.
presumably it was going to be teleported into the sky, considering the gravitational anchor spells.
Oh, I gotta get my hands on some of these crystals.
And
She's like mumbling to herself.
And due to the simple fact that there was a miscalculation in the math, this whole city teleported underground instead.
I'm not sure.
You're dealing with large-scale magic. You would know more than anyone with your spell that you made that dealing with large-scale magic and large-scale complications that you have to know your coordinates, and just a single decimal point with a object this big will fuck up greatly.
Well, at least we know why it is here now.
Yes.
I say that out loud because I am a bird, but I can mimic, so I can always speak, even if I am giant bird.
You don't think that this is this is the city that tried to leave, right?
What? Which one tried to leave?
Or was it the continent? I think I'm mixing up my lores.
You are mixing up your lores. You're thinking about you're thinking about Zenith. Zenith fired a
Yeah, I'm
rocket
thinking
ship
about
out.
Way too fancy
Okay,
for this
alright.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm mixing up things. Okay, never mind.
This was a fuck up, a blunder. It shouldn't be here. Should be in the sky.
But why
You
did
did-
they want to go to the sky?
Why does anyone want to fly? Freedom, safety.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe just because they can.
Well,
The hubris of man.
Oh,
Hubris.
also, you, Morgan, and you have to be your small size again to get into this tower. Should have specified that.
I mean, not if I make a hole. Bird-sized hole.
In the magical tower.
Absolutely.
Just Kool-Aid Man it.
Oh yeah.
Francois can do it.
I think I take, as soon as I know exactly where we're going, I take us down towards the rest of the group, and we will land before them. Ka-chunk, chunk, turning around my head to like snip Agathar by the collar and then drag him forward and plop him on the ground.
Yeah. And you get dressed, make your way up.
Yep.
And
Everyone turn around. Do not stare at me. Gross. No pervs allowed.
Yes. And of course, as you kind of make your way further and further up this tower, the tower slowly reverts back in time itself to this pristine glory until you step into a throne room that you can feel the magic of the city resonating within. As I drag you to this map.
I wonder if I could just do the spell again and put it in the sky, and then it'd be my city in the sky.
City for
Alright, we have someone who can talk to the god of magic.
Uncle, I
Yes,
like.
hello, me.
You know what I said? A piece of land. I meant a piece of land in the sky.
Anka, I've come to bargain.
Uncle, I have come to bargain.
Yes. Anyway. Oh, just a second. So,
Yep, I was about to say stream app Zoom.
you can feel the magic resonating within it. You see beneath you, inside this room, you have a large bridge that extends from the backmost entrance of this tower forwards. Below it is what looks to be a moat of pure magic, which Morrigan and Agatha, the two of you would know that Magicore is basically liquid magical crystals. So, and it's primarily used as a agent for drawing sigil circles, for connecting crystals to one another, for making a flow state for magic. Also, I hear crackling, Vox. Please.
Oh,
Thank
sorry.
you.
That's my ADHD acting up.
That's all
I
good.
Gotta touch stuff.
It's all good. It's all good. And then further across from that, as you see these large pillars of magic crystal, up a set of stairs, across another bridge, up a long other set of stairs on either side, you see a large ram horn statues that have magic crystals stuck in them. And then behind them, you see more magic crystals pulling out of the wall that are all shimmering this crimson red, which is typically a sign of magic gone awry. But everything here is calm and pristine. And standing at the very top of all of this, right in front of the throne itself, playing upon a spectral piano, you see a Blackford tabaxi in a set of ornate wizardly robes. His eyes are closed, his ears flick lightly. He listens to what he's... A rounded crown sits upon the top of his head, and an ornate ring on his right hand shimmers with ever-shifting black and white coloration. And as he kind of slowly realizes that he has guests,
He grows to be enormous.
he stops playing and looks over at you guys. Ah, yes, visitors from a land nearby. Ah, good. You must be here to deal with the orcs. Ah, and I am very pleased to hear of that. We are so close to our plan, to our final goal. And as he stands up, the piano disappears. And I would be remiss if those savage bastards destroyed what work we had. So please, come in, have a seat. I would even permit you a drink, and in fact, here, please, imbibe if you will. And he snaps his fingers, and a variety of drinks appear in your hands.
With my cooking skill proficiency, can I tell if it's poison?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your cook's utensils.
29.
It is not poisoned.
Shrugs. Has a sip.
All right. It is a very, very good drink. It is like
Alcoholic drink?
no, it's not an alcoholic. Why would he give you alcohol before you're about to go kill orcs?
I don't know. Jeez. I will, everybody's getting their drinks, and Morgan will start pattering that way with her staff and her archmage robes, looking the part.
Ah. Anyway, please, come, approach the throne, if you will. Our kingdom has not seen many adventurers these days. What with the orcs
All
and
there, right?
whatnot.
Not just Aggie and Morgan.
All of
Everybody's
you.
coming.
I said,
All of us
Yeah,
are.
we're all.
all of you are here.
Soren is traveling up there with them,
Mhm.
or with them.
Okay.
Could I spike my drink?
Sure.
You're gonna have to roll a stealth because Soren's gonna knock your thing out of your hand if he sees you doing it.
Honestly, probably Renslaw too.
17.
That matches the passive perception.
Which means it's a...
Renslaw's passive is 18.
Oh.
She stares disappointedly at you.
Mm,
It's rude. She slips the booze underneath her shirt. It's like, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yes. Anyway, please, come further forward, please. Have a seat.
You mentioned orcs, yes?
Yes, a great many of them, the savages. They breed like rabbits, which... Oh, I'm sorry. No offense intended. But
I mean,
no.
you ain't wrong.
Like, you cut down a whole group of them and 2 more groups come back. It's quite bothersome to deal with. They just keep raiding and pillaging and slaughtering the innocent, and I can only do so much.
I have a question, if you don't mind.
Oh, please, but of course.
I believe our calendars may be different. What year is it for you?
Yes, it is, I believe, 2944. Which,
And what year is it?
go ahead and roll a history check.
Fucking, I know what year it is, Shad.
Yeah, I know you know what year it is, but he could be going with a different date, a different calendar setting. Who knows?
Okay.
He could be using the Napoleonic calendar.
Yeah, he
It's currently December. I'm like, what's a December?
All right. So you would know that this man is talking about a date and time that's roughly, I want to say, 60 to 80 years ago.
So I know what happened to those orcs. She patters up closer. Well, I have good news for you.
Oh?
The orc scourge was decimated by the lingering night.
The Lingering Night? I have not heard of this before. Does this night have a name?
Abigail. Invulnerable.
Abigail? So her mission was a success?
Snorts. If you call that a mission. Her one and only act of current memory.
No, I'm sorry. You have to understand, Abigail is one of my personal knights. I sent her on a mission to the Birchwood to see that peddler that we had heard about in rumors and superstitions, to try and get some method of dealing with the orc scum, but I haven't heard from her in the past, I want to say, decade or so, and the orcs are ever so many. And
well,
are you
Not-
are you sure they've been dealt with? Because that doesn't sound right.
they were slain out like 60-something years ago.
Yes.
60 some odd years ago, upon her dealing with the Darkling, regarded as the peddler, she had everything stripped of her, given the title Invulnerable, slew the the orcs, and became a lump. Not literally.
That's not my Abigail. That's not my personal knight. That's not my right hand over there. Not the right hand of the Wizard Kingdom. You must be lying to me.
I am a student of the White Witch. I do not lie in such regard.
You are a student of the White Witch.
One who stands guard before the the night market, yes.
That thing has stopped so many excursions from getting to the peddler. I had to set
For
my
good
list.
Well, let it be known that your knight made it, and is now a wet napkin, looking up at a drip in her ceiling. There are reasons why those do not venture into the forest and come out alive or happy with their choices.
You see his face contort into anger. And then it snaps. And he goes back to smiling. Oh, lovely adventurers! You're here today to do with the orc scourge. Yes, I feel like I might have.
I think I think you've been trapped here for a very long time.
Trapped here? Where do you mean? We're on the cusp, the very cusp of magical innovation.
You're in an upside down city that's underground.
You misjudged your spell.
I didn't misjudge anything.
Well, someone did.
Calculations were perfect. You see him begin to kind of like mutter to himself.
When he's, I might just try to fucking try it.
What are you trying?
Shit, I have to be closer. That black and white ring. Is he feeling the pull of it like it's the Archmage's ring?
Yes.
Oh boy, let me see. What's the range? Is the mage?
Oh lord.
And as
I'm trying
he
to mage hand steal it.
starts muttering to himself, no. My calculations were correct, and they were correct. No, they were wrong. They were wrong. No, you tracked everyone down here, you idiot! You moron! You monster! You tried to save them, you tried to cast it again, but there wasn't enough magic. There wasn't enough mana. There wasn't enough anything.
Thorin's hand is going to his sheaths.
You see him begin to froth a little bit in this madness. There wasn't enough anything. I didn't have enough energy. But I knew I could make it right. I knew I could make it right. I had to. They were already dead. They were already dead. I just had to take what I could so I could save the rest. I had to become this. But you say it's all good now. You say the orcs are all dead. Maybe
For
it's
about
time.
6 decades, yeah.
Maybe it's time that I rise again. Reclaim what was mine.
Or consider dying and having a peaceful afterlife. Yeah?
There can be no peace for me. Not after what I've done to my beloved people, to my subjects. But it's okay. It's okay. They sing to me now. And they sing how they want you to join us. You have such strong magic in you. Such strong magic that I could use. That we could use. The ring whispers to me now. And I hear him. Loud and clear. He's tired of you ignoring him, Lorelei. We'll fix that. And you see him lift his arms up as the
I zap him.
delusion vanishes. And his real body is exposed.
Oh! Oh! Whoa!
Hi, hello.
What in the Undertale?
What in the goddamn?
Wowie, no!
Don't worry. You'll join us soon. And
Like,
that
hello,
is where we
Mantarok.
end session today. So,
That's what Lorelai and Anka say to that.
Boy.
did you guys
I
have
don't like that whatever. I don't like
fun?
that whatever the fuck this is right here.
Heard you guys like swarms of things.
Like literally the first thing I was going through my mind when I saw this thing was like, oh, hello, Mantarok.
This
I
is
can't believe
fucking Flowey.
I can't believe we're facing the icon of sin.
This is what I
So
wanted
this
to
is-
get to. This is what I wanted to get to. This is what I wanted to show off because I worked on this for 2 fucking hours and it's so worth it.
It's like Flowey if it was a Binding of Isaac boss.
Mom, no!
Alright, so this is how. So how are we going to do this?
All right, hold on.
Fire.
Before we discuss any further, thank you for showing up, stream audience. Thank you for listening in, for watching, and so on and so forth. We're gonna go into the post stream and say hi to our stream chat and so on and so forth. If you want to catch us live, you can do so at twitch.tv/deathlyshad. And if you want the ad-free experience from Twitch, you can do so at YouTube at youtube.com/deathlyshad. And with all that having been said and done, we are saying, Agathar, say goodbye to the people.
Time for the Lord of Bones to go to work.
Morrigan, say goodbye to the people.
I'm gonna blow that icky sticky. Ow.
Renslaw, say goodbye to the people.
I gave him his solitary chance to go peacefully into that sweet night. Now it has to be through violence.
Yeah, but you gotta punch it with your fists.
Soren, say goodbye to the people.
I don't have a clever quip, so goodbye. We'll kill this thing next week.
And Vani, say goodbye to the people.
I think it's a bad idea to keep my characters together, but you know what?
Don't
Higher
worry,
saving
I'll
throws.
I'll separate them. I'll separate them in post. Don't worry about it. And remember to like, subscribe, comment, and all the other jazz. And from all of us, all of you, have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.